Here's my plant haul here in June for the cottage. I stopped on the way up at Wojo's and got another peachberry ice hooker because I just love them. And I wanted to plant some more. And I got this painted daisy there, which I'm going to put in my butterfly garden. I'm hoping that'll have a nice wild effect. And then I found a smoke tree. I was really happy about that. I think it was $22 at Home Depot. Royal Purple. And I've got just the spot where I wanted to put one of those. And I am very excited about these Arborvitae Green Giants here. So I really wanted to get a little privacy between houses. And I thought these would be perfect. They grow 25 to 35 feet tall, 8 to 10 feet wide. I'll put them between the houses. They were only $30 each at Menards. And I think they look beautiful, nice and healthy. I got some Angelina sedum, which I got just a right spot for that too, at the front of the house. I think that was $10, but it's a pack that's got 6 in it. And then I wanted some trees, but you know, I really don't have a lot of money, and I really wanted a dogwood, and I wanted an eastern redbug. And I went to the farm store, and they had 3 trees, and one was a white dogwood. So it was 40% off, so they were like $22, I think. Now it needs some love. It's the last one there, and we'll see what happens. And then the eastern redbud, he really needs some love. He's a little sparse there and came home in the back of the truck. But he's got new growth on him, right? Like, look at the new growth here. Like, all the way up, there's a little bit of new growth. So even look at there at the top. He's tall. So I got just the right spot for that too. So I am very excited about this. We'll get doing some gardening, cutting the grass and all that stuff like we usually do. And then we're going to plant it and do a tour. Can't wait. We're going to take a little break from yard work and cleaning these garages out. And we wanted to go to Walloon Lake. So we're going to head there. Where are you going to take me?
Barrelback restaurant. Apparently named after barrelback boats from the 20s to 40s. And supposed to be good outdoor and indoor stuff. So
sounds cool. Let's go. All right, we made it to Walloon Lake. It's about a half-hour drive. We've never been here before. It's the cutest little town.
Yeah, in between Wayne City and Goski.
We had a great dinner at Barrelback. We're right behind us here. Yeah, we're out on the dock on Walloon Lake. And I can't believe that this is like a half-hour drive away from our cottage and we haven't been here. What a cute little town. Little antique shop that sells coffees in the back. General store that has all kinds of
awesome stuff.
Treats and
Michigan wine and
yes,
really neat stuff.
Yes, we will be coming back, but this was a wonderful little break for us. It's nice to come up to the cottage, get some work done, but we like to have a little fun too. So, yeah. All right, we'll get back to the cottage and do a little bit more gardening. This was so fun. All right, we're about ready to leave, and the gardens are looking as good as they're going to look for June 2025. I'd like to take a tour. Try to remember what plants that I do have here, then I can look at the video when I'm at home, because I forget sometimes I plant stuff. So we've got, obviously these are hens and chickens. These hens and chickens are just, I have no idea what the name is. They were given to me by somebody and they've just spread like crazy. But the little dark ones next to it are Chocolate Kiss. The multicolored one, the green and the red, is Hopewell. Then we've got a little lavender. Lavender doesn't do that great here. So behind it, I planted one of those Angelina sedums. I'm hoping that maybe that'll take over and I can move the lavender somewhere else. Maybe put all the lavender together because it just doesn't seem to do that great. So over here, look at the daylily. Now, I have no idea. The story behind this daylily is kind of interesting because the evergreens over there, just one day at the base of it, this one was growing. And I was thinking it came from one of my other daylilies, a Stella d'Oro daylily. But it's not. It's a little different than that. I don't know what it is, but it seems pretty happy there. There's another small daylily over there that's been transplanted and it's starting to take off too. And I don't know the names of those. There is a lavender. This is actually the best year I think that we've had for the lavender. That's a painted daisy.
There it is, yeah. That's
Doesn't look too much there. I'm hoping it'll fill in because we need that pink color there. I'm going to have a lot of purple with with the geraniums. They're doing fabulous. I am going to have to put geraniums everywhere. And I think that's the key to this garden, is it has to be a garden that can survive on its own. And if something does well, I'm just going to have to replicate it. Here's my hens and chickens stream.
Over here's her wine bottle welcome.
Well, that's for the fairies. They got to have a bar.
Yeah.
And then they
make sure they can walk over that bridge after they've visited the bar.
Yeah, don't want them falling in the hens and chickens river. Artemisia, doing very well. There was another one over in our little hens and chicken garden. Here's some pink dianthus, and I got the pink dianthus kind of goes along there. It's pretty bright here. Hope you can see. I planted those years ago, and they haven't done very well, but I've given a little food, and they seem to be popping back up. We got a couple sedums here at the base of our bottle tree. Our bottle tree took a beating this winter. We had so much snow and a lot of the bottles are gone. The ones I'm disappointed in are the blue gin, because I had to drink a lot of gin to get those there. Now I don't think I can do that anymore.
Have to get the kids to do it.
Yeah. So this is a stone crop, Johnny Creech. He seems to be doing good. Another lavender. And this is a blue spruce. Let me get out of the way. Blue spruce sedum. This blue spruce sedum I'm starting to see pop up in different spots, and I'm okay with that. There's our poker, and I can't remember what the name of it is. Let's see. It is Fire Dance. Yeah.
I'll try and get that for you. But...
Thank you. Got my little fairy gardens. My fairy houses. I put some in. Really didn't have time to do too much with it. Pugster purple. It's going to be beautiful. There is a Stelda lily. This is a Rose Meyer brand special. It's white and red. It's beautiful.
It's like the skin of bed there, too.
Yeah, it's thinking about doing something. I moved this sedum, and this one is a stone crop. I don't know, stone crop and sedum is the same. Sorry about that. I think I overheated. What's the temperature here today?
In the shade, 32 Celsius and 89 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, it's hot.
And
It's
that's
very humid too.
Super humid, yeah. It's.
I must mention
that
the candy cane extension cord is just outlining my garden plans here. So, I love the color of that stone crop. And speaking of color, I love these hookeras. These peach berry ice. I got another one. I put it there. I really wanted to have it come like all the way down here to the tree. But last time we had two of them and we divided the two. That's what the ones in the middle that are looking sad, but they're still alive. And I tried to divide this one when I put it in and it wasn't having it. So I just stuck them in like that. It'll have to do. I'll either get some more or possibly when they get bigger I can divide them. But I just love the color on them. This one's been here the longest and it is beautiful. I love this hosta. This is frozen margarita and I love the color. Look at that. I hope nothing starts eating it because I think it's just gorgeous. Got myself a little baby on a bird there for a northern nest. Okay, so we'll come down along here. These columbines, years ago I got them and they just seed themselves. I did plant one over in the boulevard there in my butterfly area, and I'll show you that later. These
ones here are really taking off.
Yeah, I moved those because of course we've got 4th of July coming and there's flags in the other garden and these colors just kind of clashed. And they look good here now that the ferns have grown in. These are ferns that I've just gotten from the woods. Wouldn't recommend doing that because Every time we come, they're all the way out into the path and into this garden, and I'm going to move them eventually, but right now they look beautiful. I do have a lot of this creeping phlox in my rock gardens and that. Look at the moss on that rock. I just love that when things just naturally fill in. It doesn't do very good here. I don't know. I like it on the rocks. I guess it's good it doesn't grow too crazy. Here's my pig that Brad made. What'd you make that out of, Brad?
It's all pipe fittings and steel, a bunch of welding.
Yeah, I got some fresh paint for him, so he is looking fresh and cute. I love him there.
A buddy of mine came up with the idea for it and made a couple, and then I did one with him.
Yeah. Got a couple little fairy spots here I like to tuck in. Wish I had more time to do that. Here's my high brim hosta. I got a couple more down at the end. I'm thinking of maybe moving this guy and consolidate and putting them together.
What's this laying down like that?
That is those grape hyacinths.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just leaving them. There's a couple in the other garden. I got them all over the place. I'm just letting them.
Just laying there.
Yeah, letting them feed up for a big flower next spring. Here's my moongoo pine. I love that. I got that for $3 when I got that other juniper. And it's been in there for years. I love that it grows slow. I might said I'd love a couple, put one on each side of the stairs over there. That would look nice.
See over on the stairs underneath there? She's digging herself
a
spot.
Look at that.
She's getting a spot. It's hot out here, so she's trying to get...
That's our Shih Tzu Leia. Oh, look at her digging.
Getting a spot.
Good. Well, I'm glad she's doing something. She's been wanting to just be on the couch. Here's some more lilies that unfortunately I don't know the name of, but they are a beautiful color. They're like a bi-colored, really pretty. There's a dogwood. I had 3 dogwoods, moved them many locations. Finally, I put 2 in front of the shop and 1 here, and they're all doing much better. Oh, that's a variegated periwinkle that's underneath. And I'll be honest, I grabbed that really quickly. I didn't really read the tag. I was thinking it was a euonymus to match the euonymus on this side, which is doing really, really good here. My idea is I've taken little pieces of it, let it grow. I'd like it to fill right in there. My moss hill is looking lovely, isn't it? And there, I got my mushrooms up there. I should close the door. Here's some more of this creeping phlox. Yeah, doesn't do that great. Got some little fairy houses. I love these little fairy houses with the natural colors here with the high brim hosta. I just think that combo is so cute. And that other hosta that's up there, if it went right there, I think that would just make a perfect little vignette there for my fairies with my moss in the back. I am just loving it. All right, I do have, let's have a look around here, little garden back over here. This is a pretty deep shade garden. Oh, it seems to be getting a little sun right now. This is where I'd moved my Bobo from. So I've got this Bobo here. I did have another one on that side, but it wasn't doing as good. I moved him and he died. This is the Lemon Love Heuchera. Woo, I love it. And I got a little mushroom that I put back there. Okay, some leaves that I didn't get to. And I'm just going to leave them because I'm afraid to put them in the woods there. It might be kind of a bit of a fire hazard. We're doing an awful lot of cleanup here after our ice storm still, and there's so many dead branches. I got this little guy on the way up here at North Woods Outlet. So I got to tell you, if you've never been there, you need to put that on your list.
Exit 181.
Pin conning.
Yep.
Yep.
Very cool spot.
Yeah, I love it. So I've been dreaming about a smoke bush over here. I think I called it a smoke tree a couple times.
I had no idea.
Brad's like, are you sure you're not talking about a smoke bush? It looks lovely here. I wanted it to fill up this spot with there's the power line, right? And there's a tree. So it'll stay low enough it won't affect the power line, but it'll fill this in so that, I don't know, sometimes I worry about people riding dirt bikes or whatever around the yard, which I hope they won't do. So we had an unfortunate incident where in the front yard in the moss we found the chipmunk that Leia's been playing with, that's been teasing her. Oh, she's in there barking now. She's just talking about it. He died. He was just laying in the grass. I don't know if he fell and hurt himself, or he didn't look like he was touched at all, but we planted him. Yeah, we put him underneath the smoke bush. Poor little guy. Okay, over here. Well, here's the lilac that we're protecting with the ski poles, which we're going to wait 50 years for that beautiful common lilac. I'm willing to do it though. Here's these azaleas, and they're called Stonian. They have like an orange flower on them, and they still haven't knocked off all of their flowers, but it looks to me like the leaves are healthy, and this is the first time I've been able to get an azalea to do well, so I'm pretty excited about that. So there's two of the azaleas, and in front I've got the Millennium Alliums. I put the Millennium Alliums here because I was thinking that the smell of them might help keep deer away. I don't know, keep trying. They're sand cherries. There were two sand cherries here, one on this side and one on this side.
They were probably about as big as these things before. And
oh yeah,
you know, they got eaten.
The deer eat them up, and since the allium have been there, all of a sudden I'm starting to get sand cherry coming back. So I'm just going to leave it and see what happens. If this one comes back, I'll just move that allium, which is no worries. Okay, here's our entrance gardens here. Look at the heather. This heather is coming in good, and I had to have heather after a trip to Ireland. Is that our 5th anniversary we went to Ireland? I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
We had a magnificent trip.
It is gorgeous over there.
My brother recommended we do a hike on Patrick.
Yep.
I thought we were going for a lovely little hike, and we took a bottle of wine. It turned into a bit of an epic.
So Patrick is the highest point on the island of Ireland.
Yeah, and it's
quite a
pilgrimage. You're supposed to walk barefoot in the rocks. We didn't do that, but we drank that wine.
Oh,
A big hike or not.
up in the clouds.
More of those creeping flocks that I said aren't doing good. This moss has put itself in here, and I am leaving it. And here's something funny. This peppermint usually takes over a garden. I planted that like 8 years ago, and that's all it's doing there. So lavender, which is not really doing that great either. Like I said, these spots where the lavender are, I think maybe some of those geraniums would be happy. Another Stella d'Oro lily that's just about ready to bloom. I got an echinacea that something seems to be eating a bit. More phlox. Another Millennium allium there. I put one on each side here because the deer are eating my arborvitaes. Look at that. So I do have a little deer repellent thing. Last year it helped. So I got some new ones at Menards. And of course, this is our Bigfoot sighting here. He helps keep the deer away. They might be getting used to him though. Maybe I'll have to move them around a bit so to keep the deer guessing. This is another Stella d'Oro lily, and around it is the snow on the mountain. And you know, at home in my zone 6 garden with a bit of clay soil, it does amazing. The same as the creeping phlox here. Here it doesn't do as good, so I don't know if I'm going to move them, or around this tree would be another great spot for those geraniums, I think. I think the fairies would enjoy that. These little, I've had a couple stumps. One in the other garden, maybe you saw it. I've had them here for years. I put them here because I just love this moss that's on it. Can you see the orange color that's on it? I just love these little details, especially in the fairy garden. It just makes it so magical. This garden here is very similar. This tree is going to have to come down. I was thinking maybe when the tree comes down, I'll put heather there. And I would like to plant another tree, maybe even with that one over here. So it would have to extend the garden some, which is fine with me. This arborvitae seems to be getting beaten.
Yeah.
Look how tall it's getting. Look at them.
Did you already say about the zip ties holding them together?
No, I didn't. Yeah, he put a zip tie on there.
Drooping both sides, so.
Because it was drooping. So, yeah, we'll have to see next time what this does. So it's always an experiment. More purple phlox. So there is some taller phlox in here. And I'll be honest, I don't even remember what color it is. And these lilies, I think they're orange because the deer eat the tops off them. They've done it for years now. So I'm curious to see what happens. I put that little thing in, and this is another allium, which I'm hoping is going to help. I think that's more phlox there. Another lily. So this lavender is looking okay. Estelle d'Or lily. Like I say, I got to repeat the things that do well. I think I got to add some geraniums in this garden. That's going to be one of my goals. Okay, well, I am going to go around to the front of the house. Let's just take a minute and appreciate my moss. Look at this. Weed whacking seems to be working, but it is not an easy job, I'll tell you that, but it's very satisfying. So any chance,
and then leaf blow it all
yeah,
too.
then we leaf blow it off like it's a carpet. Loving it. So over here's this naturalized garden here that we totally leave it just the way it is because of our lady slippers. And we still have, I can't believe this, June 22nd, and we still have some lady slippers blooming. Love them. Do you believe that's the North American orchid? There's a couple others, but they're already spent. But those ones are still hanging in there for us. All right, we've got another one of these common lilacs.
Yeah.
This one's even smaller.
This will be 60 years.
Yeah, the other one's going to take 50 years. This one's going to take 60 years. But we'll keep recording it so that you can watch the progress with us. These are white lilacs. So we did do a little bit of trimming on these trees here. I'm concerned about these trees with having 5 and 6 trunks. I'm not sure that's good. So here you can see along the lot line we've done some planting. I've got, I don't know what kind of lilac that is. They're white lilacs. So I think the tag's on there. So there's 1, 2 of those, which will fill in. They'll be like 10 by 10.
Lilac, Madame Lemon.
Madame Lemon. I think it's supposed to be quite a hardy white lilac. So we planted those in May and they look beautiful. So I think they're going to do well there. And then we planted the dogwood that we got on special from the farm store. Dogwood leaves always look like they're kind of hanging down, don't they? So, but I think it's going to do all right here with the shade. And we're right next to the deck, so we'll be able to enjoy the blooms when it blooms. So here you can see we've got our, there's our family room, and then there's their kitchen. And we are deck to deck. And I love the neighbors, but I just think maybe a little bit of privacy would help. So we went with these arborvitae green giants here. They'll get 8 feet wide, so they should connect eventually, and 20 feet tall. And just give us a little bit of buffer between the houses. What do they say? Good fences make good neighbors.
I guess so.
I'm looking forward to that. Also, when we looked it up, it said that they were deer resistant. I suppose if the deer are hungry enough, they'll eat anything. But here are the arborvitaes that we had along the lot line, and we had them at a bunch of different spots, and the deer were just eating them. So we consolidated them all and put them here to try to conceal the neighbor's tank. And as you can see, they're growing quite slow, and it's not concealing the tank very good, but it is what it is. Okay, we have come around the house. We're back up to the,
Do these ones?
yeah, so Yep, I'm gonna go up around there. I'm gonna show you the front of the shop and our butterfly garden that we're trying to develop that goes all the way along the road. I'm gonna give my Eastern Redbud another little drink as we walk by. And we'll go over here and check out our butterfly garden. My oak tree that I pulled out of the woods, had to block it off with the ski poles. Love the ski poles. Once these plants don't need ski poles, I think I'm going to mark them. I'm still going to cross them off along the butterfly garden. We keep a little area here cut just so that we can get through with the dirt bikes and ATVs and stuff to go around. But I'm letting this grow wild. I did plant a Miss Violet butterfly bush. And I wish I had another one because I would love one, at least one on that side. Maybe 3, 4, or 5 of them. They'd be beautiful over there. But as you can see, there's another oak tree that's volunteered itself. We got some little maples growing in here. And for years, I have just wanted to leave this so that it would naturalize and grow in on its own. But somebody just keeps occasionally cutting it, whether it's a neighbor that helps or a friend that says, oh, I'll cut for you. A lot of plants here that we're just letting grow, and they're just beautiful. I got some little fake butterflies, and they look really pretty in here. I think it adds to it. I'm not sure what everything is. I did plant some seeds. Maybe I'll find the seed packet. Over on this side, I had dug up some milkweed from the wild and put some here. I don't know if I'm responsible for these growing here or whether they would have just naturally come in here. I don't know. But I did plant some butterfly weed, which is another milkweed. And I didn't think that it was coming in, but I left the markers, and I think there's the butterfly weed tag. This is coming up. I'm hoping that that's the butterfly weed. I would be very excited about that. I love the orange color. I have these little fairy silhouettes, and I have put those along there with the butterflies, and I just think they're beautiful. You'd have to be walking along to see them. I planted some sunflower seeds, some cosmos seeds, more of the butterfly weed seeds, and I hope they come up. Another little fairy. They look so pretty with the grass. Some butterflies. Listen to the birds. Just love this place. Here on the end. So this snow was epic this year. And this was just a mess. So we have kind of raked it out so we can cut some grass there. So I hope it comes in. But this pile of dirt here, I had these silhouettes of the cats, and I stuck them in there, and I think they're so stinking cute now. Look at that. This one especially you can see from way over there in the driveway. I love it. So I'm looking forward to this growing in. I have had one light yellow butterfly that's been here all weekend with us, enjoying the dianthus in the garden, the low growing dianthus that we have. Oh, here's my bucket that I was planting seeds with. Let me show you. Here's the seeds. So we got, I don't even know what those are. There's the milkweed, butterfly milkweed, zinnias, and cosmos. And there's, I don't know what that other one is. Blue tansy. There were a lot of seeds in there, the blue tansy. So I did plant some sunflowers. Sunspot sunflowers. I don't know, maybe too late, but it's worth a try. I had them. Here's our Miss Kim lilacs. They are doing fabulous. All done flowering. Some those daffodils behind there. They're spent, but I'm just going to leave them. I might plant more daffodils in here if it's all wild. It's a great spot for them to let them die down. Moscow pink lilacs. One here. Let's see if I can get the lighting right. What's tough here? Here and one over there. With the thoughts of making this like an entrance. Man, it's sunny. Hope you can see okay. But It looks pretty sad. So this one especially, and I'm wondering if it doesn't get as much sun. I know that one's not in the sun right now either, but it does get a lot of sun. So if in the fall, if this one's still not doing that great, I might move it over to there so it just balances out and give them a go. I don't know, they got this kind of droopy, coily kind of branch. I don't know if that's what they're supposed to do or not. I'll have to do some research. If anybody knows, please put in the comments and help me out. That would be great. This little garden got the least amount of love of all this trip. My Weigela, creeping phlox. There's a little Veronica in there and echinacea, but they're so tiny and they've been tiny forever. Look at that echinacea. It's healthy, but it's not doing much. Look at this too. I thought it would be like going crazy. Sedum. There's a drift rose that I put in last summer. It's healthy. Look at that. I can't wait for it to start budding. I thought, maybe I got it in the wrong spot because it might get pretty big, but I can make the garden as big as I want, and I love it. Here's those dogwoods that I was talking about. Now, I know if I trim them that I would get the red branches, but I think I love the shape of them, and I don't care if they're red branches or not. That's a creeping phlox below that's doing nothing. So, geraniums again might do fabulous under there. Over here I have another, here's the tag. I think they are the red drift rose. Yeah, just a small rose, but should also get a lot of flower power. Yarrow, which I thought would do better. A lavender I thought would do better. There's a phlox. And here is another Miss Kim lilac. And this one's still blooming. Actually, it's just losing its leaf now, or flower now. It's kind of white. I don't know if that's because it's at the end of its blooming or not. But that is the end of our tour here at the cottage in Gaylord, Michigan. I love coming up here, love gardening. It's got lots of challenges. Try not to spend too much money, but we've been here for years, but had the kids, and it was just not the priority then. It was having fun with the kids. So I am trying to develop this up. Oh, here's this little garden here. I did do some bare root stuff, and I put the liatris in the butterfly bush. I don't see any signs of them. Over here I put in a couple of peonies. They were the coral sunset. I put some poppies out in the butterfly bush, and oriental lilies here too, but I don't see any signs of any of those coming back. So I don't know. Also, if you guys have any tips on bare root plants, maybe don't buy them. Maybe I got them too late. They were already dead in the bag when I put them in. I don't know. Maybe I should have soaked them first. So if you've got any tips on that, let me know. And thanks for watching.